Pursuant to Internal Revenue Service guidance, be advised that any federal tax advice contained in this program is not intended to be used, and it cannot be used by any person or entity for the purpose of avoiding any tax penalties that may be imposed by the Internal Revenue Service or any other U.S. federal taxing authority or agency, or promoting, marketing, or recommending to another party any transaction or matter addressed in this show. The opinions expressed by the host and the guests are their own and may not be used as authoritative advice. Any use of this material without the written consent of the host is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back. I am your host, Attorney Stephen Leahy, and this is the IRS Radio Hour on AM 560.
The answer. Well, Steve, this is the segment where our friend, Dr. Richard Fader, gets to ask his question.
Well, what's his question today, Jim?
It says, Doctor, ask him this question. He says, I live in a swanky building, and I've been, I'm in foreclosure. Is my association fee dischargeable in bankruptcy? And can I continue to use the pool and tennis courts?
That is a very good question, Dr. Fader.
Thank you very much.
And your swanky building.
It's swanky, real swanky.
It can't be too swanky because Dr. Fader lives there. Although he's a doctor.
I am a doctor.
So
I'll tell you one day of what.
This is a very good question. And the HOA fee, the Homeowners Association fees, are really complicated. They have a lot more power than, say, your mortgage company does. And so a lot of people who I help in foreclosure and in bankruptcy, and sometimes both, this question comes up. So hey, I can't pay my mortgage. Should I pay my homeowners association fee?
Yes.
Yeah, I always tell. First, you want to use the pool.
That's right. Only if you want to use the pool.
But I always tell people, one thing that happens if you don't pay your homeowners association fee is they'll take you to court, and it won't last a year or 2 years. It'll last a matter of a couple of months, and you'll be out. They'll get possession. The court will give them possession of your property, and then they'll rent it out, and they'll use that money to pay back the money that you owe. And so they will move you out much, much faster than your mortgage company can. And so if you're behind in your mortgage or you're guessing which one should I pay the homeowners association fee, because they can act much faster than your mortgage can, and they won't do a modification for you. So so you have to be,
and your neighbors will shun you.
Yes, and they do that too, and it's true. And a lot of people get a lot of bad looks, Jim.
Okay. I'm sorry.
In the
elevator. You'll have to get out of the pool now.
So that's right. So pay your homeowners association fee, but then it comes up to, well, what if I'm forced to file bankruptcy? Then am I going to be able to get out from under this association fee? Because if it goes on months and months, all of a sudden I owe the association, and then they'll hit me with legal fees and court costs, and that number grows very quickly. And in 2005, there was a change in the bankruptcy laws. Used to be that you can discharge your obligation to the association, not only what you owed them when you filed, but going forward you didn't owe them anymore either. But the 2005 bankruptcy law changed that. So now if you file bankruptcy, you can discharge any association fees that you owe at the time that you file. But everything going forward, you're going to owe again. Okay, so again, this becomes very important when in a timing issue, because if I don't have the money and I file my bankruptcy, and then all of a sudden they go to court and they get possession again, and now I owe them again. Now I just filed bankruptcy to get rid of all of my debt, but I didn't get rid of all of my debt because now I owe the association. So it's important timing issue. So I have clients, that they're just in this position. He's he's in foreclosure, and he has to file bankruptcy because he doesn't have any money, and it's coming to the end. So when do you file? Do you file the bankruptcy before they sell the house? Do you file the bankruptcy after they sell the house? When does my obligation to the homeowners association stop? Okay, so generally, again, this is a matter of timing. So if you file before the sale. So say I file the day before the sale of my property. Well, if I file a bankruptcy the day before the sale, they won't be able to hold the sale. The sale will be delayed for several months. But sometimes I need that it gets complicated, but sometimes I need the deductions in order to qualify for bankruptcy. But that's a different story, and there's ways around that too. But so if I filed first and then I'm prolonging that sale, now I'm going to owe them for at least the couple of months going in. But what if I file after the sale, but before the confirmation of the sale? Okay, so there's just a recent case here in Illinois that says, yes, now the new owner who buys the property at the foreclosure becomes obligated to pay the homeowners association on the day of the sale, not the day of the confirmation. So if I filed bankruptcy in between the date that they sell my house, but before the day that they confirm the sale, now I'm not going to owe the homeowners association any money when I get out of bankruptcy.
But the new owner will.
The new owner will have to pay from the day that they bought the property. And this case law that I was talking about said if they don't pay it, then the new owner might be obligated to pay all of the past due because they haven't reestablished it. And again, this gets
But I've lost my house.
This homeowners association, you have lost the house, but you've protected yourself from a deficiency. Remember, sometimes you can't save your house. There's just nothing you can do. And so then you need to protect yourself from a deficiency and any new debt. And it would be terrible to file a bankruptcy and then come out and owe the IRS, the homeowners association, several more months that you could have walked away from, but because of bad timing, you can't now. Okay, so now I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
does that mean I can't use the pool?
After you move, you can't use the pool anymore. So if you're having these problems, if you're in foreclosure, if you're thinking about bankruptcy, if you're having IRS problems, then you should call us at 312-664-6649. Visit us on the web at chicagotaxteam.com.
Follow us on
whatever,
and
get us on the other
Twitter.
side of this commercial break.